Greetings to everybody, wherever you are. I hope you are well and happy and mindful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also, let me know where you come from so I can get to know you better. How's the audio? Can you hear me okay? Please let me know. We have about 1 hour to answer questions. So if you have any questions, send them in right now, and I will answer them as we go along. Susanti, John, Sadhu, meal on meditation. Good afternoon, Tan Ajahn. Ahod, greeting from Malaysia, Ajahn. Ahod, very clear, Pante. St. Paul, greeting from Malaysia, Ajahn. Clem Alwich, hello, Ajahn. JJ Tan, yes, audio is okay. Please let me know where you come from so I can get to know you better. Meal on meditation, sound and picture is good. Anatta Buddhita, dear Ajahn. Yesterday I took 8 precepts, but I didn't recite the mantra of taking precept. Is this okay? Yes, as long as you have the resolution, the intention to keep, then it's okay. And what's more important is keeping it, not reciting the mantra. Thank you so much, Ajahn. You're welcome. Meal on meditation, sound and picture is good. Thank you. Anatta Buddhita, greetings from Bangkok. Yes, please let me know where you come from so I can get to know you better. From Ong Apprentice, yes, can hear Long Po clearly. NGI King, greeting from Malaysia. Greetings to you. Hope you are well. From Ben Moretti, thank you, Pante. On meditating on Bhutto, should I repeat it each inhalation and exhalation, or think Buddha on, in, and hold, on, out? Thank you. You can do it any way you like. You can do it without watching the breath. If you recite the Bhutto, just keep reciting Bhutto alone. This is also possible. You don't have to tie it with the breathing if you don't want to. But if you find it useful to use both, then it's okay also, whichever way you like. From Ahod, greetings from Singapore. Thank you. From Chek Ling Tan, greetings from Vancouver, Tan Ajahn. Audio is good. We can hear you well. Thank you. How are you? Are you working today? Or are you... Today is Sunday, I think. For you must be Saturday night. It's Sunday morning here in Thailand. I hope you're well and keep on practicing mindfulness, samadhi, and panya. From Greg Ulrich from Melbourne. Question from Linda Pekanbaru, Indonesia. When I am in samadhi and when I observe that the khandhas already separated from the citta, is this citta itself the one who knows? Or does the citta become emptiness? Does this citta still have avijja? Yes, it is the one who knows that the mind is empty from the khandhas. And this mind still have avijja. Because mindfulness does not get rid of avijja, you need to develop wisdom or panya to get rid of avijja later on. From Kim Echua, greetings from From Pahang, Prajan, thank you. From JJ Tan, good day Ajahn, greetings from Singapore. How do we break free of societal norm as a lay person? For example, we need to work 9 to 5, have a steady job, have a family, etc. Work in Singapore is very stressful and it is a bit conflicting with following the Buddhist ways. Well, you have to reduce your amount of money you need by spending less, only spending on the essential, like the paying for your food, your clothing, your residence, your home, and your medicine. So try to spend less money, so you don't have to work so much. You don't have to need to have lots of money. Then you will have more time to practice. You have to, the Buddha said, live frugally, live simply, and then you would have the time to practice Dhamma. You can keep the precept and you can meditate at home or go to the temple on your day off. So if you spend less money, then you don't have to make so much money. Then you don't have to work so much. Then you will have more days off for your Buddhist practice. Second question from Linda, Indonesia. When I am in Samadhi, I observe that the chitta is a kind of energy. But later on, when I observe it again, the chitta is not the energy. Is there an energy inside the body that keeps the four elements alive? No, the chitta is the one who knows. And you don't really need to know what it is. All you need to do is keep it calm, peaceful, and happy. And as far as the four elements are concerned, they are energy in themselves. And they have the ability to perform their duties without having anything to push them. So you don't really need to know this thing. All you have to know that the body once it is born, it will be subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And that the body isn't the mind, not the chitta. So the chitta should let go of the body when the time comes. I am stagnant at this stage. Should I go back to breathing or should I go back to sati? When you meditate, you don't want to contemplate. When you meditate, you want to keep the mind calm, peaceful as long as possible. You only contemplate after you come out of meditation by studying the nature of the body and studying the nature of things around you, things that you come involved with, that they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. So then you don't have the attachment to them. And when you don't have attachment or cravings for them, then you will have no dukkha or suffering. From Wisdom Jurita, from Sharon Shim, greeting from Ipoh, Malaysia. Thank you. Please let me know where you come from when you send in your message. Tim Watan, greetings from Malaysia, Pante. Thank you. Sean Kerr, greetings from Seattle. Hi, how are you? Must be Saturday night for you. From Christine Kutkowski. Dear Tanajan, things are very crazy here in the United States. I'm trying to meditate even more and become less involved in the news. Hope all is well with your country. Yes, don't pay too much to what's going on in the world, because it doesn't have anything to do with you anyway. What you have to pay attention to is to your mind. Keep your mind calm, peaceful, and happy by letting go of your attachment toward everything in this world. because they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta, not worth the price of stress and restlessness and agitation. From Kenny Lee, greeting Ajahn, thus reciting Itipiso chant silently can lead us to deep concentration. I think it can lead you to a level, not full concentration. It can help slow down your mind, your restlessness. But it cannot, I don't think it can send you into deep concentration. You can stop your restlessness by chanting. Once your restlessness become subdued, then you can then focus on your breathing instead. You need to focus on your breath. You might be able to use chanting to start with when your mind is still restless. But once your mind becomes calmer, then you can then focus on your breath to get into deep concentration. Question from Chan Phuan Kun, Malaysia. My life swing up and down. I have schizophrenia. Yesterday I was very sick. Can my life be stable and constant? Yes, if you develop mindfulness. Your mindfulness will then stable your mind. I still have father and mother. I am 51 years now. Yes, try to develop mindfulness. Try to calm your mind. Try not to think too much. Keep reciting Bhutto Bhutto all day long if it's possible. Or you can switch to chanting, between chanting and Bhutto, to keep your mind from being restless and agitated. Then your mind will be calm and stable. From B. Pushparat Chakma, Vandana Bante, watching from M. Mizoram, India. Thank you, Chakma. Please let me know where you come from when you send in your question. From Czech Ling Tan, it's Saturday night in Vancouver now, Tanajan. We are keeping the precept today. We are not working today, however. We have to do some landscaping work, sweeping and cleaning up the fall leaves. But it is okay. I can still recite Bhutto while sweeping. Yes, that's what we monks have to do every day. We have to sweep the temple grounds and the path every day. And we keep mindful when we do the sweeping. You can concentrate on the sweeping itself, or you can recite Bhutto as you sweep. This will enable you to have mindfulness. And when you finish when you work, then you will be ready to meditate and enter into samadhi. From Sally Cheer, dear Ajahn, how to accumulate excellent karma in a short time? The best way to excellent karma is to develop mindfulness. Just keep reciting Bhutto Bhutto whenever you don't have to think. Don't think about things that you don't need to think about. Think only when you have to, like working. When you're not working and you keep thinking, then you should stop it by reciting Bhutto Bhutto. This is the best karma that you can do right away, right now, anywhere, anytime. How to enter jhana? This by having this mindfulness. Once you have strong mindfulness, you can then sit down and focus on your breath. And then your mind will then be able to enter into jhana. I have practiced meditation but still unable to obtain jhana. You need strong mindfulness. So keep developing mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep until your mindfulness becomes continuous and sustaining. Then when you watch your breath, then you will be fully focused to enter into jhana. From Kim Ed Chua, how do we go about observing the 8 precepts at home? I suppose we need to make known of our intention prior to it. Can Ajahn give some simple guidelines? Well, basically, you have to let yourself know that you want to keep the 8 precepts. And if you live with other people, if it's possible, let them also know that you are keeping the 8 precepts, so they understand why you're not eating after midday, or why you're not watching any entertainment, or talking or socializing. But basically, you have to set up the resolution, telling yourself, today I'm going to keep the 8 precepts. Then you have to stick to your resolution by keeping it until the time that you have set up to stop. Then you can stop. That's all. Basically simple. You don't need to go to a monk to ask for his guidance or anything like that. If you know the 8 precepts, then you just keep it by setting up your resolve or determination, and then maintain that by keeping the precept as you go along. From OVV, Ajahn, my question, Viwak meditation is for what? I mean, for practice sati or for looking the mind and body arise. You can do either one. It depends on what you want to do. If you're still developing samadhi or mindfulness, then you should practice mindfulness or sati. But after you have mindfulness, after you have samadhi, you have jhana, and when you come out of jhana and do walking meditation, then you contemplate on the nature of the body, feelings, and mind. In that order. First you contemplate on the nature of body as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, as being 4 elements, as being asubha. Then you can move to feelings, and then eventually to the mental states, which is the mind. From JJ 10, if we are working in an aggressive and unethical work environment, is it advisable to leave it? Yes, if the work will make you bad, then why do it? You want to be good, you want to do good. So if it costs you mental price, then it's better to give it up. If it costs you the morality, then you should give it up. The industry I work in is prone to be aggressive and unethical. But is leaving considered giving up to running away? Or should we try to resolve the work situation? No, it's not running away. It's just using wise judgment. When you see that it is harmful to your morality, your mind, then it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to change. Like when people become monks, it doesn't mean that they give up the world, but they find that the world is not useful for them anymore. So they look for Dhamma or spiritual development instead. From Ui Bun Teng, good morning, Luang Por, wishing Luang Por always well and healthy, sadhu, sadhu. Where are you from, Ui Bun Teng? Question from Chua Si Hong, Singapore. My father is recently diagnosed with chronic illness and turned to become an abusive chanting father. How can we still treat him with loving kindness, but not at the detriment of our pursuits? I understand that our pursuits are bound to end, but does this mean that we have to give them up to take care of him, although this will probably make him happy? Well, one way to to do it is to look at what he did for you. Without him, you will not be able to born into this world. And once you are born, he supports you when you cannot support yourself when you were young. So you owe a lot to him. So now it's time for you to pay back. This is how I would look at it. And I will ignore his misbehavior because I think we are human beings and we are bound to fall sometime, to fail sometime. So you have to be forgiving and then be thankful that you have the opportunity to pay back this big debt to your father. From Joyce Uy, wishing Ajahn well and happy always from Malaysia. Thank you. From Jane Lee, hi Ajahn. Where are you from, Jane Lee? Sujata T. Le Yuan, Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. I have been practicing meditation. Very good, keep it up. This is the best thing that you can do for yourself is meditation. From Jeannie Tong, Ajahn, why do I can't meditate when I focus breathing with eyes? My eyes automatically open sometimes. Thank you. Well, you don't meditate with your eyes open. You don't focus. You don't use your eye to focus on your meditation object. You need your mind. So you close your eyes and then let your mind feel the breath coming in and out. The way that you do with your eyes is not the right way of meditation. From Limpi Ni, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Hi, Sawitan. Dear Tanajan, while keeping 8 precepts and have meditated for almost 3 hours, the other day my mind was fighting with the soreness of my body. As you have taught me before, I kept reciting Bhutto and focused on the breath. I can see the soreness of the body comes and goes. Should I keep doing this way until the body feeling disappear? Yes, you have to leave the bodily feeling alone. This is a way to deal with vedana or physical feeling. They are anicca, they come and go. They are like the weather. You cannot force them or tell them to go away or to come. So you just leave them alone. Then you would have no dukkha in your mind. From Paul Ling Soon, Sadhu Sadhu Tanajan. NGI King, Pante, can we listen to live Dhamma talk while keeping a precept? Yes. You can listen to Dhamma talks. You can read Dhamma books. Anything that has to do with Dhamma, you can do while keeping the 8 precept. Because it's not for entertainment. It is for knowledge, for the liberation from dukkha. From Jane Lee, hi Ajahn. Yesterday Ajahn said, Citta is mine. We rebirth Citta with us. What should we do if we don't want rebirth again? And where Citta will go? If you don't want to rebirth, you have to stop your cravings, your 3 craving for sensual gratification, craving for being, and craving for not being, by practicing samatha and vipassana bhavana. Once you have accomplished, your mind will then go to nibbana instead of going to be reborn as human being, or as devas, or as animals. From Sujata Thai Le Yun, Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. I am from Malaysia. During my practice of anapanasati meditation, I still cannot feel the breath at my nostril. So I just continue noting the in and out of breath through the rising and falling of my abdomen. Can Ajahn please give me some guidance? Thank you. If you can use, if you can watch your abdomen rising and falling, that's good enough. Just keep focused on that, and try not to let your mind think. You have to be watchful but not thinking. Just be watching and not thinking, and then your mind can become calm and concentrated. From Ui Bun Teng, Luang Po, I am from Malaysia. Thank you. From Grave Alwich, dear Ajahn, it's quite scary to think we are reborn because of our cravings. That everything we enjoy is actually bringing more birth. I have periods of mindfulness and some wisdom to try and see through the different states of craving and distraction. But then I keep falling into indulgence. I would like to make that determination to see through all the tricks and realize the free citta. With great gratitude, Greg Melbourne. Thank you for your report. Just try to be mindful and keep watching your mind. Anytime you start to have cravings, then you should contemplate on anicca dukkha anatta. From Sepro Chai, Namaskar to Ajahn. Sepro Kawe Sako Chai from Indonesia. Thank you. Nice to hear from you. Okay, we have a pause here. No question coming in yet. So I'll take a little break, drink a little water. We're about half an hour into the meeting now. Right now we have 51 people following this live broadcast, which is quite amazing, to have 51 people from all over the world meeting together and discussing the same subject that we are interested in, which is Buddhist meditation. Question from NG Liu Pei. When my father-in-law was having cancer, I didn't show care or concern towards him and the family members. My husband is still angry with me now, and I don't know how to continue living with his sadness and guilt. What can I do to seek forgiveness from my father-in-law who has passed away and from the family members? Well, with the family members, you just have to tell them that you are very sorry, that you were stupid. You didn't see the importance of looking after your father-in-law. It was a mistake for you to do that. Once you have done that, if they accept it, fine. If they don't, you cannot force them to accept it. But at least you will feel better. And at least you have confessed of your mistake and try not to do it again. As far as your father-in-law is concerned, you can give dana, do some charity, and then dedicate the merits that you have for him. That's about all that you can do for the departed. But you should not feel sad or angry at yourself. Let bygone be bygone. Use the mistake as a lesson to teach you not to repeat it again in the future. From Chek Ling Tan, dear Thanajan, is there any extra benefit of taking the 10 precepts as opposed to the 8 precepts? Well, it will stop you from going shopping or spending money. So even if you don't have the cash, if you have the credit card, you should not use it either. Or you cannot do any online shopping, for instance. if you keep the 10 precepts because you don't have any money. But if you don't keep the 10 precepts, then you might still be able to do some shopping online. When you see something that you like, you can still buy it. From polling soon, is it this a good result of my practice? Stillness, body feeling no pain and light, mind is keeping on concentration and hold the breathing. Nothing my mind will think other, so nice and calm my body. This is our soon to enter the jhana. Yes, just don't think and just keep focusing on your breath or on your meditation object. Sooner or later your mind will then become completely calm. And this is what jhana is. From Sri Tan, dear Ajahn, in order to get rid of Vedana Dukkha, I am right to say that not only that we need strong mindfulness, but we also need to bring up other qualities in our mind like perseverance, resolution, faith, etc. You cannot get rid of Vedana Dukkha. You can accommodate and embrace and live with it. That's the goal. The goal is not to get rid of dukkha vedana because it is anatta. It's like the weather. You cannot get rid of the weather, but you can teach yourself to accommodate, to embrace the weather. So you want to teach yourself to embrace dukkha vedana. Don't try to deny it. Don't try to get rid of it. Try to live with it. Then your mind will have no dukkha. From Lien Lim, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Reply to check from polling soon. Yeah, definitely. From Malik Vitarana, bringing up sattha by repeating Itipiso Bhagava many times with sati. Can it bring about samadhi, Ajahn? Partial samadhi, yes, but not full samadhi. It can calm your mind to a certain level. But if you want to have full samadhi, then after you done with your chanting, you then should focus on your breathing, or on your breath, at the tip of your nose. Then you will then be able to enter into samadhi. From Lim Kim Heng, Tan Ajahn, I read Ajahn Man biography that when he attained the Dhamma element, he was visited by past Buddhas and Arahants. I thought once one has attained enlightenment and after his parinibbana, there is no more consciousness. Can Ajahn explain on this? Yes, this is a misunderstanding. When one has entered into parinibbana, one is still fully possessed with the four nama khandhas. The mind is still possessed with the four nama khandhas. And the mind does not disappear upon parinibbana. The mind still exists, but in the state of freedom, in the state of happiness, we call nibbana. And this mind can still connect with any other mind if it just want to, but not generally not. But if it wants to, it can then connect with other mind, like the mind of Ajahn Man, for instance. Like when the Buddha, when he was still alive, his mind was already in Nibbana, and he could connect to the mind of his mother, the spiritual part of his mother, and teach her the Dhamma. So having entered into Nibbana doesn't mean that the mind disappears or become extinguished. The mind is still the same like before enlightened. The difference is that there are no defilements in the mind. From Sean Kerr, dear Ajahn, if someone has a lot of craving and addiction but does not cause harm to others, is this karma that can cause low rebirth? No, if you don't hurt other people, if you don't break the five precepts, you can, but your craving might be one day lead you to force you to hurt other people. So you have to be very careful with your cravings. Sometimes your craving can get out of hand and it might cause you to break the five precepts. Or is it karma that causes continued human rebirth, but not lower burden to itself? The craving is the karma that causes rebirth. Why being born in the lower birth are the result of the bad karma, like breaking the five precepts. From Hui Dichanuvatana. Namaskar Than Ajahn. I am Sarinton from Silver Spring. Hi Sarinton. How are you? First time to see you in this way. Normally I see you in Zoom, which will happen on Tuesday night. I am very happy to see you more often online. This gives me more strength and happiness to continue practicing more. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. Happy to hear from you again. Keep practicing. Keep pushing yourself toward enlightenment and nothing else. From Pauline Soon, dear Ajahn, as Buddhists, do we have to learn and understand the sutra? Do this learning help our meditation? Well, the suttas are the teaching of the Buddha, but you don't have to learn all the suttas. There are about 4 or 5 suttas that you should learn. The first one is the Dhammacakka, the first sermon, the first discourse. Then the Mangala Sutta. Then the Anatta Sutta. Then the 4 Satipatthana Sutta. This is about basically all that you need to know about the sutta. You have to understand the meaning of the sutta, not just chanting the sutta. You have to read the translation, because this is the teaching of the Buddha, teaching you how to become enlightened. From Malik Vitarana, Satu, Satu, Anuma Galboa. From Sweden, dear Tanajan, thank you for answering our questions. You are welcome. From Sime Grabajan, I can recite Bhutto easily when practicing walking meditation, but with breathing meditation, if I mentally recite Bhut when breathing in and To when breathing out, there is a long gap between the first in and out breath. So it becomes Bhutto, long gap, Bhutto, long gap. Is the recitation too slow to enter into jhana or samadhi? Sadhu, and thank you. No, the recitation can be fast or slow, doesn't matter. As long as you have no thought. The purpose of reciting Bhutto is to stop your mind from thinking. And you don't need to watch your breath if you find it difficult or cumbersome. Just keep reciting Bhutto alone and don't have to watch the breath. Or you want to watch the breath, then you can stop reciting Bhutto. Just keep watching the breath, as long as you don't think. See, the purpose is to stop your mind from thinking and concentrating on your meditation object. Then your mind can become samadhi, can enter into jhana. Question from Umar Qureshi, Pakistan. I read your answer regarding developing samadhi with anapanasati and using the 32 body parts to develop insight. However, in my case, I don't want to practice anapanasati the way it is usually taught and practiced. I have practiced that long enough with no result. I want to know whether it is possible to develop samadhi alone with a supa on either the 32 parts or the entire skeleton image as the object. Yes, I think if you can focus on the skeleton and keep the image of the skeleton in your mind, this is like a kasina practice. And I think this can also lead you to jhana also. Or if you recite the 32 parts, it will calm your mind to a certain level. And then you might then switch to one particular part to make it more focused. So when you start, you might recite the 32 parts, and then you feel, after a while, you feel that your mindfulness is strong enough, then you might use just one part like the skeleton. Just keep visualizing the skeleton in your mind. If that is possible and apparently faster than anapanasati, then I will practice that. It is possible, but I don't know whether it will be faster or not, because it depends on your preference. Different people have different preferences. If you find the right kind of meditation object, you might get jhana faster. I don't know. You have to find it out yourself. Can you provide some input on this? I just did. I hope you understand. From Bill on meditation, during contemplation of death and asubha, during the day, I feel enjoy studying of body and death. I don't feel need to rest in samadhi. Should I try to force myself to sit and go into jhana, which I feel I have to push a lot to stop contemplation and go into jhana? Or I can continue contemplation and ignore sitting for jhana. As long as your mind is calm and not restless, you can keep on contemplating. Only when your mind starts to become restless and agitated, then you have to stop contemplating and then go back into jhana. Sometimes I could do contemplation without sitting for jhana for 2 to 3 days. Is it too long time without sitting, which I could have trouble to go into jhana again? Well, you just have to find out for yourself. If you think that you want to maintain jhana, then you might have to start contemplating and go into jhana. Try to strike a balance between the two, the jhana and the contemplation. So you don't gain one and lose the other. You want to keep both. From C. May, when we practice mindfulness of the body in daily life, what is the percentage of awareness to keep within the body and the percentage of awareness to be aware of what is happening in the environment? Thank you. Well, you have to be aware of both. I don't know about the percentage. The goal is to stop your mind from wandering away to something else, like thinking about the past or thinking about the future. So as long as you are focused on your body and the environment around you, I think this is okay. From Lok Hing Ji, good morning Bante, good morning to you. From Visakali, bow 3 times. Namo Buddhaya Ajahn, I am Sister Visaka from Malaysia. We wish you, Ajahn, and all brothers and sisters safe from COVID and be well and happy. Thank you. Where are you from, Visakali? Please let me know where you come from when you send in your comment. Here's a reply to Paul from Paul Ling Soon. Can admin send this sutra that mentioned by Ajahn? Thank you. I can repeat the sutta again. You can search in the internet. Mangala Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Satipatthana Sutta, Anattalakkana Sutta, and another sutta translated into English as the Fire Sutta. the Aditya Sutta, I think, in Pali. You can go into this website called Access to Insight. It contains a lot of Theravada teaching. Access to Insight.com or .org, I'm not sure. From Wat Maxley, the Ajahn in the Satipatthana Sutta, Sampajana, clear understanding is of 4 types. Sattaka Sampajana, Sappaya Sampajana, Gochara Sampajana, Asamboha Sampajana. Can Ajahn elaborate the 4 types? Sadhu. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this. All you have to know is to have sampajana, clear understanding, by having clear mindfulness. Sometimes when you practice, you don't know what you are dealing with, what it is called. So it's really not important to know this 4. Just be mindful and be able to contemplate on the truth. This is enough. From Liu Chai Hook, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Gegian Soul, dear Tanajan, wish Najan well and healthy. Thanks for the teaching again. You're welcome. From Pauline Soon, craving can bring result to bad karma. Yes, sometimes when you have strong craving and you cannot get it by not breaking the precept, then you might break the precept. Like you have craving for money, and when you cannot get enough money from working, you might have to steal the money, for instance. So craving can drive a person to do bad karma if he's not careful, if he doesn't know how to curb his craving, because the craving will keep snowballing bigger and bigger. You want more and more and more, and then eventually, when you cannot get what you want by not breaking the precept, then you will break the precept to get it. From Serena Lowe's Xiao King. Good afternoon, Ajahn. What's the difference between an omen and superstition? I don't know. I never studied this thing, so I cannot answer you this question. You might have to look up in the dictionary. It's better. How do we identify if something is an omen or not just a superstition? I'm sorry, I cannot answer this question. From any Lam, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Cliff Orwich, dear John, is apinya knowledge something that comes as a result of attaining a path such as Sotapanna? No, apinya comes from your upajara samadhi. There are 3 types of samadhi: kanika samadhi, appana samadhi, and upajara samadhi. Upajara samadhi will enable you to have special ability to know things that normal people don't know, such as contacting the spiritual beings, recollecting past lives. You need to have upajara samadhi to get to it. As far as being a sotapanna, this will give you enlightenment. This will give you the 4 noble truths and the 3 characteristics of existence. From Lu Miao Ling, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From somebody in Chinese, nice to see you, thank you. From Lim Kim Heng, sorry Tanajan, I did not get the 5 sutta that Ajahn said earlier. Is sufficient for Buddhists. Can Ajahn repeat the 5 suttas? Thank you, Ajahn. Okay. The first one is the first discourse the Buddha gave called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. The second one is Anattalakkana Sutta. The third one is Aditya Sutta, the five discourse. Then the fourth one is the fourth foundation of mindfulness of Satipatthana Sutta. And the fifth one is the Mangala Sutta. I find these five sutta to be very useful. You can listen to this Dhamma talk again. It will be posted, and you can come back and take a look at it again after the broadcast has finished. From Kim Ed Shore, thank you for the answer, Ajahn. The head preceptor should not use handphone as well, right? You can use handphone for legitimate business. Like you still might have to be responsible for someone, then you might have to use the handphone for that purpose. But it's not for entertainment. It's for some serious use, then you can still use the phone. Like for emergency, you need to call the police or the hospital, for instance. I suppose reading Dhamma books and doing meditation as much as possible would be advisable. Yes, if you keep the 8 precept, then you should concentrate on your Dhamma study and not on any other thing else. Dhamma study and Dhamma practice. That's the purpose of keeping the 8 precept. From Se Hoi Koa, Satu, Satu. From somebody in Chinese character, sending a rose. Thank you. From Paul Ling Soon, is the super meditation object better than breathing object? It depends. It depends on the level of your practice. When you're first starting, breathing is probably better or more suitable, because the super is a special type of meditation object. You need to have a strong mind to be able to use it. So if you have a weak mind, you might find it repulsive, you might find it disgusting, and you might not be able to concentrate. So it's better to use something neutral like the breath when you first start. But if you have strong mindfulness, then you can use a super. If we practice this, it is some kind of to make our mind thinking. I don't understand your question. The second question I don't understand. I'm sorry. From Fanny Ong, Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. Thank you very much for teaching us and Zoom and Q&A session from Indonesia. You're welcome. From Michael Saw, Sadhu, Sadhu. From JJ 10, here's a link to the access on Insight, access to insight.org. If you want to read any of the sutta, you can go into this website and search. Thank you, JJ10, for posting this link. From Suante, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Fanny Ong, Ajahn, I want to ask, when we do Pratidana to the late one, if they know and receive the merit, how can they leave the Peta Loka after they can? The merit we share. They wait until time become Peta ended, or they feel happy and they leave. I don't know. Either way, it will make them feel happy. Whether they can leave that state right away or not, it depends on the karma that sent them there. So if the bad karma that sent them to become a Peta expire, then they can leave that state and maybe reborn as a human being again. From Tiem Hua Tan, Sadhu. From Tan Kim Fong, Sadhu, Sadhu Prajan. From David Torres, I am David from Puerto Rico, and usually I am speaking around 4 a.m. and doing meditation before going to work. But I have lots of deviation of the mind, following thoughts and return back to the meditation. How can I become better on concentration and not follow the thought? You have to stop your thought in your daily life by reciting a mantra. When you don't have to think on something that is essential or necessary, then you should stop your mind from thinking before you even practice meditation by reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto or any other word that you prefer. You can use Anicca, you can use Dukkha, you can use Anatta. Just keep reciting a mantra. Then you can stop your mind from thinking. The mantra is a very effective way of stopping your thoughts. So you have to learn how to use it by practicing it from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to sleep at night. If you can do this continuously, you'll have the ability to stop your thoughts. And when you concentrate on something, then your thought will not follow you, will not bother you. From Eddie Lam, hi Prajan, I once detached from material things, including giving away certain precious items until someone dear visited from far. But should wisdom and kindness toward him help to carry on this noble life? Thank you. I'm not quite sure what your question is here. But I can answer that wisdom and kindness will move you forward in this noble life. Yes, you need wisdom and you need kindness, metta and panya. Okay, before I answer the rest of the question, let me ask you that if you are not typing any question at this time, not yet typing, then I have to ask you not to, because the time is almost up. It's about 57 minutes now into the meeting, and we have about 3 minutes left. So if you're not typing any question, please don't do. If you are typing, please go ahead and type and send them in, and I'll then answer your question. Here's another reply to the person who asked for the name of the sutta. From Chekling Tan, the 5 sutta mentioned by Ajahn: 1. Dhammacakkappavana Sutta, 2. Anattalakkhana Sutta, 3. Adita Pariyaya Sutta, 4. Satipatthana Sutta, and 5. Mangala Sutta. Okay, I hope you see this posting. Thank you, Jack, for your help. From Fanny Ong, thank you very much, Ajahn, for the answer. Sadhu, sadhu. From Bill on meditation, thank you, Ajahn, for being here, answering the question and inspiring us. I found both Zoom and Q&A session useful and inspiring me to push myself for practicing. Thank you. You're welcome. From Paul Ling Soon, reply to check. Thank you, my friend. You are helpful. From David Torres, thank you. You're welcome. From Nabiti Namaskara Ajahn, how are you? From Kung King Ratanawong, Namaskar Ajahn from Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. Are you Gesserin or not? I'm not sure. We have a participant from North Carolina called Gesserin, but probably not because you is Kung King Ratanawong. Anyway, happy to hear from you. From Siti Kusuma, Namaskar Ajahn. From Grave Orwich, thank you Ajahn, you're welcome. From Ahwat, hi Bante, greetings from Singapore. From Alvin Lee Wei Peng, Namo Buddhaya Thanajan. Alvin from Kuala Lumpur here, just to share with others. There is a website called www.paliaudio.com where we can listen to some sutta. Thank you for the talk, Thanajan. Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for your input. I hope this will help those who wants to study some of the suttas of the Buddha. But you don't need to study the entire Tripitaka. Just study the one that is you need to know for your practice. From Pauline soon. Thank you very much, dear Ajahn. Wishing you healthy and long life. Sadhu, sadhu. From Ahud. Is it important to chant sutta in Pali or is it sufficient to read it in English? You can use chanting to meditate as a form of meditation. If you find that when you don't have enough concentration yet, not able to focus on your breath, then you can chant the sutta to calm your mind, to bring you mindfulness. But once your mind is calm enough to watch your breath, then you should stop chanting and switch to watching your breath. If you want to know what the teaching is about, then you should just read it in English, so that you will understand what the Buddha taught us to do. From Sapruchai, sadhu, sadhu. From person in Chinese. From Annie Lam, sadhu, sadhu. From Lim Kim Heng, thank you, sis. Check for the written answer. From Check Ling Tan, thank you so much for this Q&A session. What a beautiful gift you are giving to us. The best gift in the world. I will keep up the practice, Thanajan. Yes, please do. It will make me happy if I see people practice and get the result. Reply from Pauline soon to check. You are a good student. Madeline Chin, thank you, Ajahn. Always learning lots from your teaching. From Ahud, thank you, Pante. Thank you, Pante Mahasatu. From Nigan Sam, Satu, Satu, Satu. Okay, that's about it. That's about all the time and the comment that we have for today. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting is of some use to you and help you in your practice and advance you closer to enlightenment. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep practicing the Dhamma. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.